Hello, welcome back. This is going to be your reading for the week starting Wednesday, December 9th. And I'm going to start out with our candle ritual, and we'll end with the ceromancy, reading the wax. So this week I'll be using these 3 chime candles, and you can see this one's burned a little bit at the top. That's because I forgot to turn my audio on. So I had to stop and start again. Just wanted to let you know in case you thought that I had used this for something else. We will also be using rosemary essential oil to anoint our candles, and it smells so good. So good, so good, so good. So the significance of rosemary essential oil: you can use it for prosperity, love, protection, basically anything that you would want to do. I mean, not really cursing, but we're not going to do that today anyway. And as far as the blue candles are concerned, blue can be throat chakra, it can be third eye chakra, kind of. Third eye chakra is more indigo, but this light color of blue does have a lot to do with psychic awareness, so you can use it in that way. It's also a color beneficial to Jupiter. But today is Monday when I'm doing this, so that's not really important. And can also relate to the Sephira Chokmah, I believe. Just put a little essential oil on there. Anyway, I hope I got all those correspondences right. The point being that it's a good blank canvas. So whatever you want to have go well for you this next week, or if there are things that you want, you can imprint your intention onto the candles now. Yeah, just think about what kind of things you'd like to accomplish. If you're hoping for money to come in, if you're looking for a new relationship, just imprint that on the candles. And then I'll be using this plate and stick the candles to this plate. And then let them burn down, and at the end of the crystal scrying, I will go over there and we can read the wax together. And chime candles burn pretty cleanly usually, but we'll see what happens. That one candle I had, the first time I did this, was one of those drip candles. Those are really good. I will try to find some more candles that would be more drippy. That would be good for this. Anyway. Just put your intentions, positive vibes, anything you want to let go of, put all that into the candles. And I will put them right back here, and you can see them burning. Alright, let's look at the week ahead. So, we are now into the month of December. This year is almost over. And there's a little bit of time left for us to work on anything that we would like to start in 2021. So the moon cycles for this week. On Wednesday the 9th, the moon is going to start out in Libra. This can be emotional or hidden things that have to do with reaching parity, whether that is in legal matters or in your relationships with other people. And the moon is going to be in Libra Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday afternoon, the moon will go into Scorpio. It'll be in Scorpio until Saturday the 12th. It will enter Sagittarius. So moon in Scorpio can be a very occluded energy. I have a moon in Scorpio, and there are things about it that are very secretive. There could be like entire things about your life that you find out about, all of a sudden one day. So then moon in Sagittarius starts the evening of Saturday the 12th and goes into Monday the 14th, and we're going to have a solar eclipse on Monday. So that will be exciting. That'll be a new moon as well in Sagittarius. And the moon and the sun will be conjunct, obviously, that time. Moon in Sagittarius, emotional or hidden things related to all the things that we do to elevate ourselves. So, could be emotional feelings about a trip. It could be emotional feelings about your education. It could be hidden things related to your spirituality. So there's a lot of territory to cover there. I'm going to find out more about this solar eclipse, where it's going to be, and okay, so here's kind of the eclipse path that it's going to take. You can see that it's going to be in South America. And here is the full eclipse shadow path. So a little bit of the bottom of Africa and a lot of South America. Now, just because you're not in the path of the eclipse does not mean that you won't be affected by that energy. It's a Sagittarius eclipse. And again, Sagittarius is a good energy for it could be travel, but obviously that's not something that people are doing a lot of right now. It could be spirituality related. It's a very good time for spiritual work, elevating yourself, education, all that. On the evening of Monday the 14th, so that solar eclipse should be happening kind of around 8:17 or 11:17 in the United States, and that's dependent on what coast you're on, and it's going to be happening when the moon is void, of course. And then that evening the moon will enter Capricorn, and the moon will be in Capricorn until Wednesday the 16th, when it enters Aquarius. Chiron is going to be going direct on Tuesday as well. So let's look into the ephemera a little bit more closely. I like covering it all at the beginning and then kind of touching on the highlights as I get to each sign. I felt like things went a little bit more smoothly when I did that last week. So Wednesday the 9th, we're going to have Chiron in opposition to the moon in Libra. So this could be if you have started something and not finished it yet, you might be revisiting that at this time. It could be about ongoing legal matters, or it could be about something in a partnership where you might be acting in an immature way, finding parity. But it might be kind of difficult because it is an opposition placement. We have the moon in Libra, quincunx Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. And again, Uranus in Taurus is about... Sorry, they're emptying dumpsters somewhere. Things are always festive in Van Nuys. Uranus in Taurus is this energy of a group of people with new and brilliant ideas deciding the fate of some kind of property. And moon in Libra is, could be emotional or hidden things related to legal matters or anywhere where you're achieving parity. So an action might be taken at that time. It's going to be 4:17 or 7:17 in the morning in the United States. We have the Sun in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces. That's a very interesting placement because Sagittarius is this fire energy, and then Neptune in Pisces is Neptune in its native sign, which is mutable water, and Sagittarius is mutable fire. So you can see that that might get very it seems very abstract. That's going to be happening a little bit either before noon or before 3 p.m. in the United States. And again, could have to do with spirituality, things being unclear in a spiritual organization, or it could be even things being unclear with your school. So if you're in college, there might be some kind of like, I don't know if you're choosing classes yet for next semester, but it would be that kind of energy where you're choosing classes and trying to figure out if they're going to be offering the classes that you want next semester and if you'll be able to get them. The moon in Libra is going to form sextile with Mercury in Sagittarius as well. So it's going to be Mercury in Sagittarius is more a focus on. Oh, and then there will be a sextile with the Sun in Sagittarius later in the day, more toward overnight. So Mercury in Sagittarius being very learning-oriented energy, for sure. And the Sun in Sagittarius then kind of the full blossoming of that energy. And as it relates to the moon in Libra, there's potential there for hidden knowledge to come out in relation to other people or in relation to legal matters, possibly as well. We have a quincunx also with Neptune in Pisces and the moon in Libra. So that's kind of an action-oriented energy. It's going to be either 10:30 p.m. or 1:30 a.m. here in America. And again, moon in Libra is a very emotional or hidden energy related, can be related to partnerships, can be related to legal matters. So some action might be taken. Maybe you're in a relationship with a Pisces. Neptune in Pisces is just very Piscean energy, very like 12th house energy, very watery endings, but then also the potential for a new beginning. So things like that. And then the moon in Libra is going to be in opposition to Mars in Aries. And as I've talked about over the past few weeks, so the opposition with Chiron in Aries was happening Wednesday morning, and then the Mars in Aries energy is going to come through and kind of resolve all of those, anything that came up because of that. So it's a very action-oriented, can be a little aggressive kind of an energy. Venus is in Scorpio, and it's going to be forming sextile with Pluto in Capricorn, kind of early Thursday morning. Pluto in Capricorn is a very nebulous energy, can have to do with what's around you and what you have accessible to you. And Venus in Scorpio can be about things that your romantic partner has that might be accessible to you. So that's a time when some possibilities might open up to you there. And Capricorn can also be related to career. So it could be that somebody that you're dating gets you a job or something like that. Then we have Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn all moving through, and they're all very close together now. Remember, we have that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction coming up where they're going to be closer together than they have been since like the medieval times or the Renaissance. So remember that energy being nebulization, wealth and expansion, and then concretion, as it has to do with your career. And because it is squaring the moon in Libra, There could be hidden legal matters related to career, and that might create some tension or conflict. But just because it is creating tension and conflict doesn't mean it's bad. It can also lead, it can be the catalyst that then creates a better situation for you. And then the moon's going to enter Scorpio. And finally on Thursday, we have a trine between the sun in Sagittarius and Mars in Aries. So a lot of fire, very go-getter kind of an energy. You might feel kind of stirred up. It's going to be either at 10 p.m. on Thursday or 1 a.m. on Friday. And Hanukkah will have begun at sundown on Thursday. And also on Thursday, the month of Koyak will be beginning in the Coptic Calendar. Then Friday, Mars in Scorpio is going to quincunx Chiron in Aries. And then the following day, there will be the quincunx with Mars in Aries. So the moon in Scorpio can be how your emotions are tied to sex. It can be how your emotions are tied to other people's resources. You can be thinking about death a lot. And it can also be hidden things related to other people's resources. As I mentioned before, it's a very occluded, secretive energy. So, Chiron in Aries being a very, Aries energy being very straightforward, very much about beginnings. So Scorpio is about endings and beginnings. So there could be some kind of cycles that are moving through your life at that time. And Chiron being the healer. So resolving issues around those things. And then when the Mars energy comes through, that's going to be the action energy that ends up tying all of that up. And because it's a quincunx placement, that also speaks to some kind of rapid energy transfer action. There's going to be an opposition between Moon in Scorpio and Uranus in Taurus. So hidden things related to other people's resources, and if there's a group of people who are deciding what is going to happen with those resources, that could be very complicated indeed on Friday the 11th. And finally, we're going to have a trine between Moon in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces, and that's going to be like a super chill energy, but it's also going to be a very secretive energy. Very watery, very just kind of hanging out. Would be a good time for okay, so that starts an opportune period for you, any of you who are listening to this, and that's going to last from this moon trining Neptune to the moon going void, of course, on Saturday. So the moon's going to trine Neptune at like 11:35 or 2:35 overnight. And then the moon will be void, of course, around 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. on Saturday. And those times are for the United States. And so that's a good chunk of Saturday that you will have to work on difficult tasks. And it says here we're between two eclipses during the balsamic moon. You can use this energy for difficult tasks. And then it also says here something about translating darkness on page 78. So let me reference back to that. Here are some notes on the period around the new moon: waxing, waning, balsamic, underbeams, combust, and kazimi. When the moon is applying to a conjunction with the sun, which is the new moon, and is less than 45 degrees away from the sun, the moon is said to be in its balsamic phase. This phase is associated with giving things up and is considered especially unfavorable for starting things you wish to increase. So this would be a good time to deal with difficult situations that you want to remove from your life. But it will be really good for that. Okay. And the next thing that we're going to look at is a moon in Scorpio is going to form sextiles to Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in Capricorn on Saturday the 12th. And so, as I mentioned, the moon in Scorpio being this super occluded energy, it would be a good time to kind of clear any skeletons out of the closet that you have regarding past career situations that you want to push out of your life as well, in specific relation to that Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn progression in Capricorn. We're also going to have Moon and Venus conjunct in Scorpio, and that's going to happen around 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. on Saturday the 12th, and that's, again, United States. So could be a romantic energy, again, very occluded energy, very closed off, endings and beginnings. I don't think closed off is quite right. Hold on. It's not like it's closed off. It's just very, like, when something ends and something else is about to begin, you're not quite sure what's going to begin. But it's not like a fluctuating energy as much as it's like a transmuting energy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and remember that Venus doesn't just govern romance. Venus can also be about the money that you get from paychecks, whereas like Jupiter kind of governs that, but Jupiter is also more like long-term wealth growth, whereas Venus is like quick money and paycheck money. That's why Friday is Venus's day. You get paid on Friday. But not everybody gets paid on Friday anymore. And then the moon will enter Sagittarius. So Sunday the 13th, moon in Sagittarius is going to trine Chiron in Aries. And that the trine with Mars in Aries then will come the following day, which is the day of the solar eclipse. So moon in Sagittarius being emotional or hidden things relating to all the things that you do to improve yourself, to elevate yourself, I like to say, like education, like spirituality. So there might have been things that if you were too impatient to do them before, related to your education or to spirituality or even to travel, this might be a time where you work on that between Sunday and Monday, the 13th and 14th. There's going to be a square with Mercury in Sagittarius and Neptune in Pisces. And I talked about how on Wednesday there's going to be a square between Sun in Sagittarius and Neptune in Pisces. This is going to be a very similar energy to that, except that because Mercury is involved, it's going to relate more to education and communication and possibly short and long distance travel, because again, Sagittarius bringing in that energy as well. So there might be some complications to those things, because Neptune in Pisces being a watery and mutable energy. And then finally for Sunday, we have a quincunx between the moon in Sagittarius and Uranus in Taurus. So could be in an academic setting or a religious group setting where there's joint resources and a bunch of people are talking, and some of the resources might be hidden. People are going to have a lot of opinions about it, but because it's a quincunx placement, that's an action-based placement. All right, so Monday the 14th, we're going to have that solar eclipse. We're going to have a square now also between the moon in Sagittarius and Neptune in Pisces. So definitely a carryover of the day before, where you had that square between Mercury and Sagittarius and Neptune and Pisces. A lot of Sagittarius action right now, so that's going to relate to all of you Sagittariuses. But a lot of you are going to be having birthdays this month anyway, so it's all about you right now. Yeah, so there will be conjunctions then on Monday, not just between the moon and the sun, but also Mercury is going to be conjunct the moon as well. And I don't really see a conjunction between Mercury and the sun stated explicitly here, but they are all going to be clustered up together. So, and Mercury is a very fast moving planet. So just imagine like moon, sun, and Mercury all clustered up together in Sagittarius. There's going to be a sextile then between Venus in Scorpio and Jupiter in Capricorn. So we had the sextile between Venus and Scorpio and Pluto on Thursday the 10th. So this is going to be similar to how these three placements in Capricorn have been progressing in relation to the moon. They're going to be doing that sextile placement to to Venus in Scorpio. Mercury. Sorry. And then let me just look ahead and see. Okay, so then that sextile with Venus in Scorpio and Saturn in Capricorn is going to happen on Tuesday the 15th when Chiron goes direct, and then right after that Venus is going to enter Sagittarius. So then we're going to have Mercury, Sun, and Venus in Sagittarius, because by this time then the moon will be in Capricorn. Close call though. A lot of action in Saturn, in a lot of action in Sagittarius and Capricorn right now. And I mean, it is that time of year. There's going to be a trine between Mercury in Sagittarius and Mars in Aries, occurring on Monday the 14th in the evening. And Mercury in Sagittarius, again, very like higher education type energy or educational travel. And then Mars in Aries, very action oriented, very aggressive, and all about beginnings. So it could be the beginning of something related to that. And then covered Chiron direct, covered that. There's going to be a square between the moon in Capricorn and Chiron in Aries on Tuesday the 15th, and then a square between the moon in Capricorn and Mars in Aries on Wednesday the 16th. And that could be hidden things related to career. It can also be your emotional attachments to the things in your environment that you're able to use to your benefit. And as it relates to Chiron in Aries, can have to do with feelings of impatience or wanting to get things started. And then the Mars in Aries being the action-oriented energy that wraps all that up. So there's also going to be a trine between Moon in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. And that is going to possibly have something to do with shared workspaces, could have to do with joint assets in a company, kind of a career-oriented energy, so it might have to do with something in the workplace. And we're almost done. I actually just hit the end of the recording time. I can record in 30-minute chunks, so there's a lot to talk about in the ephemera today, but we've made it back to Wednesday. We've got a sextile between Capricorn Moon in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. Again, kind of a career-oriented energy, but a lot of watery possibility. Could be an ending to something as well. We've got Moon in Capricorn now is going to be forming conjunctions with Pluto and Jupiter, but before it forms a conjunction with Saturn, the Moon and Saturn. Is Saturn in Aquarius? Yeah, the Moon and Saturn are both going to go into Aquarius on Wednesday the 16th. So, that's very exciting. And yeah, so just a lot of with Capricorn, you could be getting a new job if you've been working up to that. You could definitely be getting a new job. This is also kind of like the switching over of that Chronos established concrete energy into the more flexible, airy energy of Aquarius. And so that brings in the potential for new ideas, refreshment of old ideas, and things like that. There's an opportune period after the moon conjoins Pluto until the moon goes void of course. So that's going to be from 11:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night on the West Coast, and 2:30 in the morning until around midnight 2:30 in the afternoon until 12:30 a.m. in the morning of Thursday the 17th. And that's going to be high energy afternoon and evening, great for constructive matters. Oh, geez. Wipe the sweat off. That was quite a lot to cover in one day. So, where is this Jupiter Saturn conjunction going to occur? Oh, that's going to be in Aquarius. I thought it was in Sagittarius or Capricorn. I thought it was going to be in Capricorn. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. I recommend, if you have any questions about it, go online and kind of dig around and see what you find, because I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything as it is. And I can only imagine that it is going to get a little bit confusing. There's just a lot going on, but just remember that there's an eclipse on Monday, solar eclipse, and it's going to be visible in South America. And that solar eclipse is in Sagittarius, and then this cluster of conjunctions, you've got that cluster of conjunctions in Sagittarius, and then you have the cluster of conjunctions in Capricorn right after that. All right, this week I will be using this flower agate. It's just a very plain, soft, nice piece of agate. It's got all these little inclusions in it that are really soft and pretty. And I don't think you can see it on camera, but they're also a little bit sparkly. All right, let's get into the scrying. Hello, Aries. How are you today? Excellent. All right, so let's find out what I need to tell you for the week ahead, December 9th through the 16th. December 9th through 16th. We're heading into kind of a transformational time for everyone. If you watched the ephemera part, if you didn't watch the whole thing, I totally understand. But there's just going to be a lot going on, and that is going to involve you as well. So we're looking at a divide. I don't know if this is in a social group or a living situation or a workplace, but I feel like people are picking sides on something, and it's a little bit complicated. And I think you already have a good idea of which side you're on as well. I don't feel like you are conflicted or torn in any way between the two sides, as far as your ideals are concerned. The only way that you're going to feel torn by it is that obviously people are being divided by this issue, and so that's not conducive to a harmonious environment. And so because of that, you will be feeling tension with other people and feeling like how about certain people, like how could you believe that? How could you feel like that's right? I don't think surprised, but definitely like, there's I feel like there's a battle going on, but not a full-out war. This is just a situation where if this is a workplace, because I am feeling pretty strongly about this being more like workplace energy, but it could be a living situation as well. It's like the company is restructuring. And if it is a situation where you have roommates or a bunch of people that you live with, it might be that some people want to move out of a house, and if a bunch of you are renting it out together, then you're either going to have to find new people to take their place, or you're going to have to find a new place to live. So that could be something to think about as well. And you're giving a lot of energy to that right now. Whereas before, you didn't have to expend that much energy, because it's not just about the situation itself going on. There's also a lot of having to bite your tongue to preserve the peace. You being an Aries, I don't think you probably bite your tongue all that much, which is, you should be able to say whatever you feel like you need to say, but then people are going to have their own opinions about that, and they're going to want to respond in some way. So sometimes, just to deal with less complication, you're going to have to put a lot of energy into biting your tongue. And also related to this, so what is going to happen on the other side of this? I think this is going to take about a month to really get settled. And then it's going to be right back to business as usual. It's going to be right back to to a normal type of routine. Obviously, things are not going to be exactly the same, but they'll probably be very similar, and it's possible that there will be situations where you wish that more had been done and not enough was changed to really create the environment that needs to be in place. So that's going to be something for you for the week ahead, Aries. What else do I need to tell Aries about this week ahead? Something is going to be softening up as well. I don't know if this is related to your health, related to a person's opinion of you. Some people live in really cold environments, and things will get all frozen and they'll be like rock solid. Maybe something gets brought inside and then it softens up. Maybe you have a recipe that you're working on, and that's going to be, you're trying to get it to be softer or fluffier. You're going to be able to get it to be softer. What else do I need to tell Aries about the week ahead? That is it for you this week, Aries. I hope you have an excellent week, and I'll see you soon. Taurus, how are you? It's good to see you. What do I need to tell Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead, December 9th through December 16th? Excuse me. First, I'll tell you what I had for breakfast. No, I kid. But in all reality, there's a lot of really domestic energy around you this week. I don't know if you have a partner or if you just have people around you that you really enjoy their company. It could be a roommate, could be a lover, could be your family, depending on who you live with. These are not new people coming in. These are familiar faces. And I think you're all going to be spending good quality time together. Be having a really good wholesome time, and putting energy into each other and cooking, being cozy indoors, getting ready for the holidays, celebrating the holidays if you are Jewish and you're going to be celebrating Hanukkah soon. What else? There's a certain pleasure that you take from being around these people, and feeds you energetically, and you feel restored. So if there have been any difficult situations for you in the past few months, this will be a good time for you to kind of recharge, get your energy back to where you need it to be, and taking time to really enjoy the company of the people that you love. Is there anything else that I need to talk to Taurus about for this week ahead? You're giving them something too. So it's not like in a lot of energetic transfer between people, there's like a sender and a receiver, and the sender can end up getting really drained. This isn't going to be like that. This is going to be like everybody gets enriched by being part of this situation. It's a very like mutually beneficial time for all of you. You're going to get back a lot more than what any one person is putting in. Yeah, cookies. Some of you might be getting really into baking right now. I know I mentioned cooking before, but I think like baking specifically, there's going to be a lot of like baked goods and pastries that you're making. What else do I need to talk to Taurus about for the week ahead? Honestly, there's probably not that much more to say about it. It might be kind of a quiet week for you, just spending it in the company of people you love. I hope you enjoyed your brief reading today, Taurus, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hey, Gemini. I put on a hoodie. It's getting a little chilly. It's been very overcast today here. What do I need to tell Gemini about for the week ahead? Get ready for a shakeup. There's going to be a lot of movement around you this week. Could be getting ready for the holidays. It could be people. Oh, yeah, that's really good. People coming to discuss different kinds of business with you. And maybe some of them you are into their ideas, some of them you're going to say, hey, I'm not really too keen on that, I'm going to pass. But kind of like you're going to be the one surrounded by this activity and by these people coming to you rather than you going to them. I put another light up here, so that helps to hold it up. I still don't know if I'll be able to keep the stone in frame the whole time, but I can use this light source to look through the stone. Gemini. There's something about water. You're getting water and land rights confused. That's weird. The water rights might be separate from the land rights. This might be more like a metaphorical situation as well, where there's two things that seem like they're linked as far as proprietorship is concerned, but that actually the two things are dealt with separately. So there might be a situation where you're trying to go through a certain avenue to do something, and you find out that that you're not going through the right chain of command to get something done. You'll have to change your trajectory and your technique. Somebody's mother had passed. She walked out in front of a car. I feel like this happened a long time ago. And I don't know if it was your mother. I think it might have been somebody that you knew, like a childhood friend or something like that. Or maybe this person was like a distant relative, so like your not your aunt, but one of your like second or third cousins, like their mother. And maybe you weren't related to that person by blood, or maybe somebody who's your aunt by marriage and not by blood. And it was like really, obviously really devastating for their family. And you are... Why is this coming up now for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising? So it happened long enough ago that whoever's mother it was now has their own children. And I feel like you are going to be working with the children. Can I give Gemini some more information about this situation? It has to do with generational trauma. So there are things going on with this person now in their adult life that are directly related to the generational trauma that they sustained, losing their parent in that way. Because I feel like it wasn't just that it might have been an accident, but there might have also been some cases where this person walked out into the road because they were suicidal. So not only are you dealing with the generational trauma of that incident, but also everything that led up to that incident. And so now, in dealing with these children of this, so they would have been the grandchildren of this person. These children, there's going to be something, and it could be different for everyone. It could be that you observe signs of depression in these children. It could be that you're going to observe certain traits in them that are expressions of their trauma from this incident. Sorry, I thought my lip balm was right over there. Sorry, this is kind of heavy. And these children, is Gemini going to help these children in some way? Is Gemini working with these children because of this specifically? So I feel like this might even be a situation for some of you where the parent who lost their parent is very, very mindful of this generational trauma and is, seeking your help in order to help the grandchildren to heal this situation and thus end the generational trauma chain. Some people might call it a generational curse, but it's not quite like that. There might have been a generational curse on the mother that caused her to be suicidal, but that's not necessarily the case. And, the curses and the trauma can also be quite separate from each other. So it's important to make that distinction, that generational curses and generational trauma can be tied, but are not necessarily, one is not necessarily present because of the other. Is there anything else I need to tell Gemini about that situation? I feel like it's going to be tough, especially for those of you who are not in the mental health field already and are not trained in psychology and psychiatry. But that it'll be worth it, and I feel like this is something that might end up happening over a long period of time for some of you, but then for some of you this is something that's going to be super condensed right around the holidays this year. And let's see. And generational trauma can come from all kinds of sources, but I think, you know, I said that one specific circumstance, I think that's probably specific to like a very small group of people, if not just one person, but that there might be other situations where, especially like with everything that we know, or everything, how things are now regarding gender identity and homosexuality, it's not treated like a curse like it was in previous generations. So there might be a situation like that where it's like you're the gay auntie or the trans auntie or something like that, and so they might be nieces and nephews, but they might be slightly more removed. That is going to be something that gets dealt with in them by you over this period of time. So like in some cases it's just going to be more like a mentorship. There's not really going to be like a generational trauma involved, but for some of you there is going to be generational trauma involved. And that's just kind of how general crystal scrying is. It's really difficult to kind of bridge certain gaps. But if that's your specific situation, then you probably already know exactly what I'm talking about. Then it is difficult to know, like, is this a situation that relates? So this is a situation that relates to one or two Geminis specifically, but then it's possible that a lot of you are going to relate to that kind of message. But that's also the time of year that we're in, so it makes sense. Is there anything else that I need to tell Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? Get ready to put your walking shoes. Put your shoes on. Going to be doing a lot of walking. It could be a situation where you're doing physical walking, but I get the sense that this is more like the walking being a metaphor for the kind of communications that you're going to be having with other people and the kind of work that you're going to be doing with other people in this time. In that there's distance covered in a very directly personal way, as opposed to how you can drive somewhere by car very quickly. This is going to be traveling distance in a longer period of time under your own steam. Is there anything else I need to tell Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising? No, that's it. I hope you enjoyed your reading this week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is going to be your crystal scrying for the week of December 9th through the 16th. And there weren't a lot of ephemera specific to Cancer this week. But I did cover all the ephemera at the beginning of the video extensively. It's like over 30 minutes this time. What do I need to talk to Cancer about for the week ahead? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Do you want to look at it from beneath? Can I do this? Yeah. Somewhat. There's going to be someone who's after you about something. It could be that you need to sign some paperwork and they're trying to track you down. It could be that somebody wants to commission work from you, and so they're going to be tracking you down because of that. They could be chasing you. I don't feel like it's chasing, though. I feel like it's like this idea that you have something that they want, and they're going to be following you around to see if they can get access to that from you. Whether it's your expertise or artwork, or if you have a connection that they want to be able to make a connection with somebody and they want you to make an introduction. It could also be as simple as I'm hearing something about paying bills. So it could just be that, like, you and your roommate have different schedules and your roommate is trying to pin you down about paying your part of the utilities or something. Because there's this idea that you're not avoiding this person per se, but you are being kind of elusive during this time. And it could just be that you are being very careful with your personal space. Could be that you are not really spending time around other people right now, and so this is just an extension of that. I think very few of you are actively ducking this person. I don't think it's like you're actually trying to avoid them. I think you're just avoiding them by circumstance. But for some of you, this is something that that you do actually want, and that you are hoping to get from this person, or that you would hope to get from this person if you knew that they were going to offer it to you. It's more like an exchange and not quite like they just want to exploit you, although that is going to be the case for some people. This person might be able to get very close to you before you even notice that they're there. It could be even like if you're in your home, maybe they are able to get into your building and they could slide something under your door if they felt like it. For some of you, obviously, like if it's a roommate situation, they can get as close to you as you guys have already agreed upon, you know. Here is, there's a different line of goods, different line of communication. There might be a situation where, like, you want to buy a certain article of clothing and you think that it's one line from a designer, but it's actually a different line. And so, why is that important to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising at this time? Like, it might make it hard to track down on the website. If you're looking for something, and it doesn't just have to be clothing, I think this could apply to you, and this is going to apply to a lot of you in a different context, that you're looking online for something, but because the item's in a different category, you're having trouble finding it. Or you think that a book is part of one series and it's actually part of another series, or it's going to be something like that. What else do I need to tell Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead, December 9th through the 16th? Get back on a good workout regimen. I'm not saying this because you're putting on weight or anything, but I think there are a lot of you that might benefit from having like a regular exercise routine so that you're getting physical activity and also having it structure your life somewhat. If you kind of exercise at the same time every day, it can help you structure your life. Is there anything else that I need to tell Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising? That's it for you this week, Capricorn. Why did I say Capricorn? Is there anything that I need to tell Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising this week? No, I think that's it. Cancer and Capricorn are kind of butting in on each other right now. I don't know what that's about. They are oppositional signs, so take what you will from that. Have a great week. So this is something that just occurred to me for you Cancers out there. There is going to be a lot going on in your oppositional sign of Capricorn. So you may want to go back and watch the end of the general ephemera at the beginning of the video, where I cover stuff like the conjunction of the moon in Capricorn with Pluto and Jupiter. Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Let's talk about your week ahead for... oh yeah, that's a lot better. I can hold it up too, but I really like shining the flashlight through the back of the stone so I can see the fine details. We're going to talk about your week ahead, December 9th through the 16th. And there weren't very many specific ephemera for Leo this week, but there are some things happening. The start of Hanukkah, the start of the month of Koyak. There's going to be a solar eclipse, and then Sagittarius and Capricorn are having quite a few conjunction situations happening. So that'll be exciting. The ephemera section on this video was so long today. I'm hoping that people get something out of that, but it took me a long time to do. Let's talk about your week ahead. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. There's some kind of beef. Something, okay. A short story about myself, because I am a Leo. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, I do occasionally play music and am adjacent to and sometimes play noise with people who are in the harsh noise scene all over the place. And there's this joke about something called noise beef, where people start noise beef and they get points for clout in the scene by having different beefs with people. And it's kind of like you start drama with people so that people will care about your split tapes and stuff like that. And it's kind of silly. It's very, very silly. I won't say that I've never had any noise beef with anyone else, because if you are in the public eye, someone's bound to have a problem with you at some point. You're bound to get into a disagreement with somebody over something that's ridiculous. And Leo, I feel like there's going to be a situation with you this week where either you are revisiting old beef, or somebody is telling you something about beef that maybe you didn't even know existed, or there's going to be a squashing of the beef. That's another thing they say about it. They, the kids, the children who take part in the noise beef. Sorry, this has gotten deeply personal. But I kid greatly with you today about this noise beef. Yeah, that's just my flashlight. Because really it's not, this is not like a world-ending situation. This is not something that is it's just drama. It's whatever it is, it's stupid drama, and it's based around these ideas that people have about having a scene, or having some kind of like community together that has like its own set. So like what happens when you're in a scene or one of these groups or a clique or whatever it is, very high school like behaviors, that these scenes or cliques develop their own kind of social contracts and moral codes. If you're lucky, if you're not lucky, everybody's just the worst kind of people and no one does anything about it. If you have a good, healthy community around you, people are able to talk to each other when stuff goes down. But there's just going to be like either some toxic behavior exposed, or some toxic behavior is going to crop up for you this week. But I feel more like this is something that has already happened, and you might not have even had any idea that it was going on until this week, and you're going to find out about it. and you're going to be like, God, that's big dumb. That's big dumb. I can't believe you spent that much time thinking about me and you didn't even call or send me a card. It's going to be something like that. Is there anything else that I need to tell Leo, sun, moon, and rising about the week ahead? Do I have any more news for you, Leo? I think that's the fullest extent of it. I think that's probably the bulk of what you're going to be experiencing this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again very soon. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your reading for the week of December 9th through the 16th. Let's find out. I have a flashlight here, and I like to use that to shine through the rock. Might hold it up to the light a little bit too. We'll see. Talk about your week ahead. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. What do I need to tell you about the upcoming week ahead? There's not a lot going on in the ephemera for you this week. In oppositional stuff, Neptune and Pisces is going to be making a couple of placements with different things, so that probably won't have any effect on you. It's usually just if there's like really big stuff going on in your oppositional placement. What else do I need to tell Virgo, sun, moon, and rising about the week ahead? You've had plenty of opportunities to do this thing or get this thing started, and you have been, a lot of you have been taking steps backward as far as something is concerned. And instead of taking steps forward and just going ahead and starting the thing, there's an energy around some kind of, either it's a project you want to do or something like that, where you keep saying, well, before I start that, I need to do this. And then before I do that, I need to do this. And before I do that, I need to do this. And it seems like there's been a lot of backtracking on your part. So that instead of starting off at square one, you're starting off at square -5. But what is difficult for you to kind of get a grasp on is that you don't have to do any of that stuff first. You can just jump right into this thing. And it will be easier for you to get moving with it if you do. That you will have better luck moving forward with this thing that you're trying to accomplish if you just go ahead and get started with it and stop putting things in your own way like that. Stop and just back up to square one from where you are at square -5 and start from square one and don't worry about those other things for now. you'll be able to take care of them later. But if you think that you need to do those things first, it's just going to put you way behind to get this thing started. Whereas once you've got momentum, a lot of those things will fall into place. And you won't even have to be the one to solve that problem. What else do I need to tell Virgo, sun, moon, and rising about the week ahead? There's several chances for you to do this. So it's not like, I mean, that's kind of the thing too, is whatever this situation is for you specifically, because it's kind of open-ended and you will have several chances to do this. It seems like it's much more flexible than it really is. But you do need to get started in order to make any progress whatsoever. And you're going to have to do that. And because it's something that's very self-directed. So because of that, there is flexibility, but there really isn't. Like, now is the time to do this. Because if you don't, you're never gonna do it. You've already had several chances to start on this thing and haven't made any progress with it yet. That's not to say that you won't, but a lot of you are never going to get around to this if you don't start it immediately. Is there anything else I need to tell Virgo, sun, moon, and rising about the week ahead? You're gifted in this area. Whatever this project is, it's something that you're very gifted in, and it should be a pleasure to do it. Like, it shouldn't be a chore, it should be enjoyable. So I don't mean like, oh, it should be an honor for you to be able to do this. No, what I mean is that this should be something that once you get started doing it, it should be enjoyable for you. So if it's not enjoyable, something might be, you might have to adjust how you're going about something, because it should be enjoyable. What else do I need to tell Virgo? Sun, moon, and rising. Could be a Cancer involved, or maybe you have a Cancer placement, but what I'm seeing more specifically is that there's somebody involved who is a Cancer and has Cancerian tendencies. So when I say that, I mean somebody who's very much, could be a homebody, very loves the people around them very much, but can also get wrapped up in their own head about emotions sometimes. Is there anything else that I need to tell Virgo, sun, moon, and rising about the week ahead? No, that's it for you for this week, Virgo. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your week ahead for December 9th through the 16th. So if you watched the general ephemera at the beginning of the video, the moon is going to start out in Libra on Wednesday the 9th and Thursday the 10th. So there will be some placements involved in that if you are interested. But I like covering the ephemera at the beginning of the video because I feel like it frees me up to just do the crystal scrying for the rest of the video and not have to get too bogged down by the astrology. Alright, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. I see an explosion in the distance. I smell smoke, and like people's car alarms are going off. And this could be right around the corner from where you live. It might be an explosion, but it might also be that there's like some kind of disturbance. Now, that's pretty relative and open-ended. I know in where I live, there's a lot of things that happen all the time that are very loud and obnoxious, and so what warrants a disturbance is on a different scale from somebody who, say, lives out on a farm in the middle of nowhere. Because somebody who's living farther away from civilization, if you hear a noise that you don't recognize, it's much more important to clue into that and figure out what you're dealing with. So, Libra, for all of you, this is going to be slightly different. But I do see this being a disturbance of some consequence. And I don't think it involves you directly, but it will impact you indirectly. So if there were an explosion a couple of blocks away from your house, you might have fallout from that explosion. Not a huge explosion, but big enough to cause a disturbance. Roads might be closed. They might have roadblocks up and stuff to see if they can find the person who did it. Stuff like that. And so, like I said, specifically speaking, I'm talking about this one type of situation, but generally speaking, this could be a variety of different situations that I am kind of describing here in the using the metaphor of an explosion. But it could be an explosion, but it could be something that's just a disturbance. What else do I need to tell Libra, sun, moon, and rising about their week ahead? Gun lobbyists moving into the neighborhood. Yeah, it could be. And then ATF agents show up, and basically it seems like somebody's blowing up your spot. And so, it'll impact your way of life, because if these gun nuts who start like open carrying in places where people don't want them to do that, stuff like that, if those people move in right down the street from you, it's going to cause a lot of issues. You'll have like increased police presence, which you want your neighborhood to be quiet. You don't necessarily want more police there to keep it quiet. Is there anything that you'll be able to do to prevent this from impacting your life or mitigate its impact? I feel like there's a couple of different ways to get in and out of your neighborhood, and that one of those ways is going to take you closer to whatever this situation is, and the other way is going to take you further away. But it's not going to take you so far out of your way that if you need to get to stuff that you would normally take that other route, that it'll put you that far out of your way and add a bunch of time to trips that normally don't take that long. I think that you'll be able to work around it and avoid, like it'll probably be like a 3-block area that you end up trying to avoid because of this. Is there anything else that I need to tell Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising about this week ahead? That's it for you this week, Libra. Best of luck, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome back. Let's talk about your week ahead for December 9th through the 16th. First of all, I want to point out that it is almost 5 p.m. here, and it is completely dark outside. I got a little bit of a late start today, but not too bad. You have the moon is in your sign. Venus is in your sign, and for part of this week, Mercury is going to be in your sign as well, and then it's going to enter, or no, Mercury is already in Sagittarius. Okay. So the moon is in your sign, and Venus is in your sign. And then Venus enters Sagittarius on Tuesday the 15th. That's what it was. Okay. And the moon's going to be conjunct with Venus on Saturday the 12th. So if you want to know more about that, I talk all about it in the general ephemera at the beginning of the video. Scorpio, what dastardly deeds are you going to be getting into this week? I'm kidding. Things are looking up. I think you're going to be having a pretty good week. I think you're going to be, there's going to be quite a bit going on, but it's going to be good. It's going to be fun stuff that you want to do. I feel like Moon and Scorpio people, you might have some secrets coming out or stuff coming out that you didn't know was going on. That might be happening this week for you. Might not. It's an effect of the moon cycle. There's going to be this, the moon is in your sign on Friday, and Saturday, there's going to be this kind of dipping down into that darkness. And then when it comes back up again, you might notice things that you didn't notice before. So that's going to be how the mechanics of that go down. What else do I need to tell Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for December 9th, through the 16th? You've been given a lot of entropy to deal with. I don't know why the word entropy is being used here, but basically entropy being the tendency of systems over time toward from order to chaos, to disorganization. You've been giving, so kind of like you've been given a lot of disorganization to deal with, but while the word disorganization has connotations that, words like disorganization, chaos, have their own discrete meanings, but then when you use the word entropy, it kind of rolls all of that up into one unifying idea of being totally non-unified. So that's what I'm hearing, is you've been given a lot of entropy to deal with, and you have managed to cobble out of it a very unified result. You are not taking anything for granted right now, but it's okay if you do. There are several people around you who are very invested in you succeeding, and they want to help you out if they can, but you don't have to pay them back necessarily. Like financially, you'll end up paying them back, but don't feel like you owe them a spiritual debt because they don't see it that way. I'm not talking about like if you owe somebody money, don't pay them back. I just mean when someone does you a favor, a lot of times you feel like you owe them one, and in this case, they get something out of this investment in you that you may not recognize right off the bat. There are other things at stake here for other people, and they don't involve you, they don't influence you. And it's okay to just let them go. You're going to find out more about these things, and you're going to understand why these people have done what they've done, and why it has leaked over into your life without having to invest in them emotionally and psychologically. So you won't have to expend your energy on these other people's shortcomings. But there are other things that are going to come up. Some of you might have dealt with an impacted wisdom tooth in the past. This could have led to your teeth getting cracked. And that's something that might be getting dealt with this week. You have I'm hearing other dental hygiene concerns. So not dental hygiene problems, but things that you are concerned about. But they might not be as important as you are afraid that they are. Yeah, other people have really got your back this week in particular, but I think in general during this time. What else do I need to tell Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? Gatorade or razor blade? Gator blade. No, what is that? What are you talking about? It tastes like Gatorade to me. There might be a period of time soon where you need to drink Gatorade because your electrolytes are off balance. That might be for some of you. Is there anything else that I need to tell Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising about the week ahead? That's it for you. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you have a great one, and I will see you again very soon. Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome to your week ahead for December 9th through the 16th. So, there's going to be quite a bit going on for you in the ephemera the 14th of December, and I talk all about that in the beginning part of the video. Venus is going to be entering your sign, so Mercury's in your sign, the moon's going to be in your sign for a little bit, sun is in your sign. A lot of stuff is going on with Sagittarius this month. What do I need to tell Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead, the 9th through the 16th? Are you gonna believe me if I tell you something? Are you going to believe it? What I'm hearing right now is like, I don't think it's about me. I think it's like somebody who is in your life is saying something to you like, even if I did do that and I told you that I did, if I told you that I did that, would you believe that I was telling you the truth? And the answer is probably not. I think it's pretty likely that for some of you, there's going to be someone around you and you want them to change. You want them to do better for themselves, do better for, the time they spend with you. Oh, people are screaming outside again. I'm sorry. And if they were to tell you that they had changed, if they were to tell you that they had done this or something else, I don't think you would believe them. I think it would take a long time for you to feel like they had truly changed. And at this point, it might be a foregone conclusion that you're going to have to spend some time apart. This could be a romantic partner, but doesn't necessarily have to be. This could also be a family member who can be kind of toxic. Could be a friend, definitely. Just somebody who, it's not that they don't have a benefit to your life, but that the situations that you get in together might end up causing complication for you that you are trying to get away from in your life, Sagittarius. So not even necessarily that this person is a troublemaker in your life, but that they are harboring bad habits that you are trying to distance yourself from. And because that's the case, you are considering distancing yourself from this person. But I think both of you kind of understand the situation, and it's not like, oh, I'm never gonna talk to you again. It's kind of like, well, let's take a break over the holidays from seeing each other, and once everybody's decided what their resolutions are going to be for New Year's, maybe we can hang out again in the new year and see how things are. And, I'm going to check in with you at that time and see how you're doing, and, not even the implication of accountability, really, just kind of like you guys are having this discussion about, like, you're like, I don't think you're in a very good place in your life, and they're like, yeah, I don't really think I am either. And so, like, both of you are just kind of confronting it from the same angle and having a mutual understanding about it. But this person is not really, they're not ready. Or they might be ready, but they can't just be ready. They actually have to make the change. People are being very loud outside. I think that they need to watch more ASMR videos. And especially one of the things that's really helped me over the years is the guided meditations, working with mindfulness meditation. Need more mindfulness meditation in their lives. Anyway, about you, Sagittarius, and really, I feel like we've talked quite a bit about this person. Is there anything else that I need to tell Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? Yeah, gift-giving season is upon us. Get ready to find out how much people love you. And that's it for you this week. I hope you have an excellent week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hello, Capricorn. Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You have a lot going on in your sign in the week ahead. So if you want to know more about that, go ahead and watch the general ephemera. It's going to be kind of towards the end is when I really talk about the planets that are in Capricorn. I'm not really going to try to timestamp the ephemera as well. I trust that you'll listen to the parts that you need to without my guidance. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do I need to tell you for the week ahead? If you've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, this is the week when it's going to drop. There's either going to be a big a game release. There's going to be some kind of movie release, something like that. There's going to be something becomes available on the market that you've wanted to buy for a long time. There's going to be something that you've been waiting for it to happen that will be coming through this week for you. And it might have something to do with something you want that you can buy, but it might also have something to do with a situation turning in your favor. I see it as being a favorable thing. I don't think this is going to be something that ends up being like, oh, I've been waiting around for the IRS to audit me or something like that. It'll be like something that you're excited about. And there are a couple of people involved in it. So if it's a game release, it could be that you have like a couple friends that you play this game with, or a group of friends, or an online community that like all of you have kind of been waiting together for this to happen. I feel like this is something that you specifically have been waiting for, but that there's like a big group of people that, well, for some of you it's a big group, but some of you it's just a close-knit couple of friends that you've all kind of been waiting for this thing to occur. And you're ready for it now. And you're just going to kind of wait a little bit longer, and then the announcement will be coming at some point during the week. You are getting tied up in the excitement of all of this, and it's kind of making it difficult to like do anything else, to like function the way that you need to. I think you're probably still gonna be eating, you know, but maybe not eating like the best that you could. There might be other things that end up falling by the wayside, which is atypical for you Capricorn, is it not? Because of the excitement of whatever is coming through. Oh. Hold on. I'm feeling like a kind of like a pain in my eyebrow, but it's not a pain that I'm feeling. Some of you might start getting headaches if you're not sleeping properly, if you're not eating properly, if you're not drinking enough water, getting enough fluids, getting the right vitamins and minerals. You'll be super excited, or even if you have like high blood pressure and maybe you need to take your medication with food and you keep forgetting to like line the two things up properly during this time just because you're so excited about this thing. So there might be some kind of health ramification that manifests itself in a sinus headache. Because, like, I just got, like, a shot of, like, oh, that's something. And then it was gone. I don't think it's particular to me. It doesn't feel like when I get a sinus headache. What else do I need to tell Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising? Some of you could have actually, like, headbutted something. You were so excited. And, like, bruised your eyebrow bone. Excuse me. What else do I need to tell Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising about this week ahead? Really look into the planetary stuff this week, because there's a solar eclipse in Sagittarius on Monday. There's a lot going on in your sign on Wednesday. And like I said, I covered it at the beginning of the video, so I'm not going to go into it too much here. There's, like, conjunctions between the moon and Pluto and Jupiter before all of those planets, or not all of those, sorry. Like, the moon is going to enter Aquarius, and then Saturn's going to enter Aquarius also. So there's going to be an opportune period on that day where you get a high energy afternoon and evening, and it'll be great for constructive matters. So that being next Wednesday, the 16th. What else do I need to talk to Capricorn about for the week ahead? Okay, so part of why I brought that up is that the planets that go into Aquarius in the end of the year, and I think I went into this more in the 2021 video, so check out the 2021 video for sure. There's gonna be the planets that have spent all of this year in your sign. Some of them are going to be retrograding back into your sign at during the next year. So so look into what that's going to be. There's going to be a beginning to this period where things are going to change slightly because these planets are going into Aquarius. Well, okay, it's not because, right? The astrological movements are more supposed to be a predictor of things that are going to be occurring, rather than like, oh, because this planet is in this placement, this is what is happening here on Earth. It's not that the planets it's like what they call written in the stars, that certain things are, like, quote unquote fated to happen. So these are energies that are there, but it may or may not. It's not like the planets cause us to do things, right? It's just that those are energies that are around and about and are more predictors of the atmosphere here on Earth than they are like causative agents. Okay. I think that's a pretty good way of putting it. What else do I need to tell Capricorn about this situation? Yeah, so because these, especially Saturn moving into Aquarius, I don't quite remember offhand, but there's going to be kind of like this crossover of energies. What part of this do I need to tell Capricorn? There's going to be something that you put aside here at the end of the year, and then when that planet re-enters your sign next year, you're going to find yourself picking it up again. And it could be like a hobby, could be a habit, could be just like a project that you're working on, and you're working on it a lot, or you were working on it a lot, for example, like during quarantine, because everything was shut down, and you might find that you put it aside and then for whatever reason end up picking it back up again. And what is this in relation to for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising? You will be surprised by the energies that end up coming through this year, toward the end of the year. You're going to notice the shift that happens. So that's going to be something that ends up coming through for you toward the end of the year. What else do I need to tell Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising about this week ahead? That's it for you for now. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Aquarius. Aquarius, 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 Aquarius. So there's not a lot of stuff specifically going on with you this week, which is the 9th through the 16th. But then the week after that, there's going to be some planets moving into your sign. So there are some things kind of coming towards you as far as the ephemera are concerned. What do I need to tell Aquarius about this week? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I feel like you got all your Christmas shopping done and you're going to be like giving people stuff. Like there's a big focus here on giving the presents to people, giving people their presents and making sure that they get them in time for whatever holiday you're celebrating that gift giving is involved. Because it might not even be that you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or even the winter solstice. It might just be that you feel like it's a good time of year to give people presents at work, to show your appreciation for others in different ways. You might have decided that you wanted to, there's like a craft or something that you do, or you make like hot chocolate bombs, or you made like bath salts or something like that, that it's kind of like a consumable item, possibly, or like a nice little clip for notes, or there's going to be something like that you've been cultivating as a hobby, possibly, and you start presenting these things to people because this is a good time of year to do that. And it's a way for you to spread your love and appreciation of others around. So there's going to be something that your gift giving is an extension of the love and support that you feel for other people. And for some of you, it is going to be Christmas related or Hanukkah related. Hanukkah is going to start at sundown on Thursday the 10th. So there's going to be some things that are specifically wrapped up in denominational holidays, but then there are other things that are going to be more generalized and more like it's been a really crazy year and I just want to find a way to express to people that I love how much I care about them. And so this is going to be a way for you to do that. What else do I need to tell Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? Did you get all of your presents shipped off? Did you get all of your gifts bought? I feel like you're going down all these checklists too. Like, I got this person, I got all these things mailed off. There's going to be something like that where you're going down these different checklists. Got to make sure to give this person too because they just started dating someone, or like, make sure I have enough in here because they have 3 kids and stuff like that. And, really, more than just caring about these people, really like thinking about them and their lives and the people around them, and really trying to like do the guesswork around their home, like, well, how often do they really take baths? Do they even have a bathtub? I don't want to give somebody bath salts if they don't have a bathtub. And there's going to be a certain amount of you just thinking a lot about other people and their wants and their needs as an extension of your gift giving and your loving energy towards them. Like being very thoughtful with your gift giving. What else do I need to tell Aquarius about the week ahead? Excuse me. Be careful while you're out and about. This is a time of year, aside from the virus that is already dominating the headlines, there are other diseases out there. It can be very easy to pick up illnesses this time of year. It's cold. People are mobbing the stores, shopping for Christmas presents. And I feel like for whatever reason, your health might be at risk in the next week, and that it might be related to all of your focus on being on other people. So that might be part of it. What else do I need to tell Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? I think that's it for you, Aquarius. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Hi, Pisces. Pisces. Let's talk about your week ahead. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. December 9th through the 16th. Somebody's writing with a Sharpie marker. Kind of like catch a whiff of like somebody writing with a Sharpie. Neptune is in your sign. Neptune in its native sign of Pisces. And there are some ephemera related to that this week, and I put those, of course, at the beginning of the video. Yeah, I see like poster boards and markers, and like when you used to do like projects for school, when you would get like your markers out and your poster board and your different stuff that you're supposed to present. They would like put all the projects in the cafeteria or the auditorium or wherever. That there's something like that you're working on. Maybe you're making signs for like a protest or a sign to put up in your window, or maybe you're working on like some kind of holiday decoration. Some of you might be involved in LGBTQ plus some kind of awareness, because everybody's in really good spirits. Nobody's like talking about like how mad they are about something. I feel like it's going to be more like a pageant or like a party of some kind where you have like these posters up everywhere, or some kind of, I don't even know what this activity is that you're planning to do, because I don't think it's a protest. It doesn't seem like a protest. It seems more like a celebratory type of thing. It might even be for like a TikTok video, or if you have like a Zoom thing that you're doing with other people so that you can all hang out. And you are preparing like all of these big like poster boards for this thing. I'm seeing some of you doing that. Exercises. That maybe there's like something to do with it, that they're like exercises, but not like math exercises, not like, oh, here's how to do a jumping jack. It's like academic exercise or something similar. Count all the raisins in your house by memory. I don't know how to describe it. Make a mental list of all of the tank tops that you own. I don't know. It's kind of like, it seems very specific and very outside of my frame of reference. So whatever that is, I'm just going to leave you to do that. What else do I need to tell Pisces, sun, moon, and rising for the week ahead? Orange juice. Like vitamin C might be really important for you right now. Getting like a source of vitamin C, and then orange juice also has like a lot of sugar in it. So there might be some kind of health problem, or that this will help your energy levels. I think drinking orange juice will help your energy levels, is what I'm kind of getting from that. Get citrus, but oranges specifically, because like grapefruit can interact adversely with your medication, so be really careful if you're on medication about drinking grapefruit juice. And I think oranges specifically because they have sugar in them. And people talk about how bad sugar is, but honestly, like, your brain runs on glucose, and that's why you get a rush when you eat pure sugar. Your body does need sugar to function. So you might be dealing with brain fog and like some other, I'm seeing like brittle nails being a symptom that you're having, but I could be wrong about that. And again, I'm really not a doctor. If you are having health issues that are noticeable, definitely talk to a healthcare professional about it. Don't take my word for it. I do know a certain amount about biology, but I feel like the amount that I know about biology is just enough to be responsible. I wish everybody knew as much about biology as I do. Because I'm not saying I'm a genius, I'm saying that would be a nice baseline. Anyway, what else are we looking at for Pisces this week ahead? Yeah, I just see you, you're hanging out with like a handful of friends, not like in an unsafe way. All of you are being really safe, and I think that some of you are even doing like Skype calls and Zoom meetings and stuff like that so you can all hang out. I do see you being quite social during this time, though, but being safe about it, which is excellent. I really commend you for doing that. Oh yeah, orange juice definitely with the vitamin C will help to boost your immune system. So you might be chugging the orange juice because you want to like stay healthy. And that being the case, like, you know, a lot of soups are good for that too. If you're somebody who eats meat, chicken broth has a lot of really good properties. Is there anything else that I need to tell Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising about the week ahead? No, I think that's it. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Alright, so I did put another candle here just so I would have a little ambience in the background. And these chime candles burned all the way down. So whatever wishes and desires you guys put into them, I would say look forward to the payoff that you desire. This shape over here, let me see if I can show it at all. There's not a lot of contrast here, but there's kind of like a little bear face here in this corner. Like a baby bear. So this could be somebody who's kind of a teddy bear or a bear cub. Somebody who could be dangerous under the wrong circumstances, but is also quite young and immature and needs to be taken care of. This one right here looks kind of like a Hershey kiss. There could be lots of kisses for you, or there could be lots of candy and treats. And then this one's pretty much just burnt all the way down. There really wasn't very much wax left at all. So probably just call that one a wish granted. I do have to say that a lot of the readings this week, it seems like some of you are going to be having a pretty quiet week. I hope that's the case. I hope not every week is super exciting. And it seems like a lot of you are getting ready for holidays. As I've mentioned a few times in this video, Hanukkah will be starting at sundown on Thursday the 10th. So for those of you who are celebrating, I wish you a happy Hanukkah. I really appreciate all of you coming to hang out with me today. I did hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. We'll see if anyone unsubscribes, and then it dips back down below that, but I really couldn't have done it without any of you. So I'm just so appreciative for the platform that I have here on YouTube. It's a very organic way to interact with an audience, and especially for doing ASMR, doing tarot, doing magical content. I really enjoyed taking this journey with you. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, subscribe, and I will be contacting the contest winners very soon. So I'm not gonna publicly announce any of that. The last time I did a giveaway, I did end up giving a reading away, and I never really went public with that, but I did want to let you know that that I did actually follow through with that. I know I kind of just didn't say anything afterward, but I also want to preserve the anonymity so that people, I mean, there could be any reason to harass someone. I just don't like to take that chance. And that's why I got everybody's email addresses up front. But I'll be contacting those people soon. Again, thank you so much for your support. Have a great remainder. Have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon.